here's the man that needs no introduction.
Hey everybody, it's Jim here.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Hey everybody, it's Jim here.
I've always wanted to do this.
Hey everybody, it's Jim here.
What's your connection to Parkinson's disease?
Hey everybody, it's Jim here.
Sorry, that's my foot.
I'll do better next time.
Parkinson's Conversations with Jim here. I'm Jim here in Ottawa, Ontario. My good friend Mike is in Toronto, behind the scenes, making everyone look and sound good. And today's friend of the podcast is none other than Erin O'Brien, founder of Wise Moves Kingston. Welcome, Erin. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here and chat with you guys. So thanks for having me.
Hey, you know what? The pleasure really is all of ours. Full disclosure, I know Erin and have known her for a long time, and I cannot think of a better guest for the Spinning Wheels Parkinson's Conversations podcast. So, Erin, let's jump right into it. Tell me, your connection to Parkinson's disease and where that has led you in terms of the journey.
So obviously I don't have Parkinson's, but a massive part of my life revolves around working with people with Parkinson's. So I have a diploma in fitness and health promotion from St. Lawrence College here in Kingston, Ontario. So I was in the fitness world, teaching exercise classes, working with personal training clients, and really my journey kind of collided with Jim and Jim's Parkinson's journey. So our stories, I was thinking about this yesterday, our stories are very intertwined. Basically, when Jim was diagnosed with Parkinson's, it really impacted my trajectory and where I was going, because basically Jim was very open, sort of sharing his story with me and my family, and sort of was letting us know all the things that he was going through with Parkinson's. And because I was in the fitness world already, I remember like Googling Parkinson's fitness instructor course, because I had no idea if that was even a thing. And it led me to find PWR, so Parkinson Wellness Recovery. And I flew to Arizona and became a Power Moves Parkinson's fitness instructor. And it's just funny how it started, because it really started with conversations with Jim and I talking about, his biking that he was doing to help with his symptoms, his stretching, his foam rolling, sort of all the things that he was doing. And I just remember, thinking, wow, Parkinson's is so fascinating. And I thought, how can I get involved with this? And with being in the fitness world, it just kind of worked out, and it worked out really well. And so I teach a lot of Power Moves classes right now. So if anybody listening hasn't heard of Power Moves before, it's a program developed by Dr. Becky Farley with Parkinson Wellness Recovery. And it's a research-based program that has been studied on individuals with Parkinson's. And all of the moves during the classes that we do they're basically designed to counteract different Parkinson's symptoms, whether it's helping with posture or mobility in your hips or your spine, or helping you walk with longer strides. We do voice work in our classes, so we yell words and numbers and fun stuff at each other. And I love the fact that it was such a specific thing, like a specific certification that is and a specific class targeted to this population. So I dove in like head first. And so I was certified in the fall of 2019. And I started with one Parkinson's class here in Kingston. And flash forward, almost 4 years, I now teach 5 Parkinson's classes a week, some virtual, some in person here in Kingston. And I have 4 personal training clients with Parkinson's that I see every week. It's just kind of growing, and I have such a passion for it. And I often tell my Parkinson's classes, I'm like, don't tell anybody else, but you guys are my favorite. This class is the most fun, and they're just so inspiring. And I love everybody's stories. And I'm really hoping that as the years go on, I can just connect more and more with the community and sort of see it grow over time. So that's my goal. But it all started with Jim, for sure.
Erin, you mentioned that you do virtual classes as well. So how far reaching was your clientele base?
Yeah, so I have clients basically from all over Canada. I have people that join from Victoria, people from Manitoba, all the way, in the Maritimes. So it's really cool how sort of the online world has changed and has evolved into connecting people together that in a normal world I wouldn't have access to. So it's been really, really awesome to connect with people who don't even live anywhere near me, but it's shown that you can build a community with people that don't even live near you. So yeah, basically coast to coast across Canada.
That is so awesome. Congratulations. So, if someone listening or watching this wants to discover whether that's something that they would be interested in, how do they get in touch with
So my website is wisemovekingston.com, WISEMOVES Kingston.com. And my email is on my website too, but it's Erin@wisemoveskingston.com. And again, with emails and everything, I love hearing from people. I love people just reaching out to see sort of what programs I do, how they can get a part of things. And so anybody can reach out. I feel like I'm pretty easy to talk to, so people can reach me anytime.
Spinning Wheels Tour rode through Kingston, Ontario last summer, and it was one of the best moments of the tour.
And here's the ever popular segment, Jim's Spinning Wheels Tour Flashback.
And it was thanks to Erin. So she brought out her classes, and we were in an outdoor pavilion, and the three of us rode up, and every one of Erin's students or clientele, they all had these like noisemaker sticks, and they were lining the side of a walkway, and they were banging them together and cheering. And we got to ride up in between everybody, and I thought, you know what, I felt so special that happened, and I'm not gonna lie, I was fighting back tears as I was moving through the people, and it's just like, man, so you know, that's one of the reasons why I'm so happy that you agreed to come on the podcast, because I just wanted to say thank you for that.
No, I was just going to say, it's just that moment when you guys came through Kingston it was a very full circle moment for me because, especially sharing it with all of the Spinning Wheels team, but for you especially, it was like, Jim, this is what you helped me build in the sense, right? Is showing you sort of all the people that we've sort of brought together because I became certified and was able to do the classes that I do. Because before I was certified, there was nobody in Kingston who did it. Like when I went to Arizona and did my course, obviously I was the only one from Canada because I didn't do it in Canada, but it was really cool to bring something to our city that didn't exist before. Like people with Parkinson's had a class that was just for them, and over time it's grown and grown, and I basically get people that come to my class, and once they're in, like they get to that first class, they stay with it, and some of those people that were there cheering you in have been with me since day one when I taught my first class and barely knew what I was doing, and then sort of slowly kind of grew it over time. But even the boom whacker sticks that we were clapping in for you guys, we use those in our classes. So again, it was very like it was a very full circle thing, but also it was just cool to be able to, show you guys the little pocket community that we've kind of built here. So
Has the support in Kingston grown?
yeah, so there's one other instructor who became certified last summer when I recertified. She did the course for the first time. I don't think she has any classes going right now, but just the fact that somebody else does it here, I love. Like I want it to be, hey, I tried this in my class, try it in yours, or hey, have you tried this yet? Like let me know how it goes. So for me, I'd love to have somebody that I can bounce ideas off of and peek in on their classes and see what they're doing, because I haven't had that, this whole time. But yeah, the connections are slowly getting there. I do personal training now out of a place here that is basically a multidisciplinary clinic. So they have physiotherapists, they have massage therapists, they have chiropractors, and they have a gym space. So being able to be in a location like that and have other professionals sort of knowing what I do in the training that I have, I'm hoping that connections like that can lead to more people accessing Parkinson's specific training. I also have a really good connection with our movement disorder clinic. One of the physios that is there, who also teaches a dance for Parkinson's class, her and I have been sort of a duo for a few years. We get together for for coffee. We talk about our classes, and she posts posters up all over the movement disorder clinic of ways to get in touch with me. So I think it's getting there. I know that there's more that we can do, and I can just see it growing and growing over time. But I think it's getting there. There are family doctors actually now that are getting more involved. Some neurologists who I've never met in person here, but that send people to my classes, and they're like, go to Erin's class, you'll love it, it's super great. And I'm like, oh, I've never talked to that person, but hooray, I'm glad that they know who I am and what I do. So yeah, I think it's getting there, but I think there's lots more that we can do to connect to. But yeah.
You know what? It's so encouraging for me to hear. Like, we've been talking about this, like Mike and I and other people. Getting people pulling in the same direction, knowing that we're not in competition with each other, that
Yeah.
we can help each other to do. As somebody with Parkinson's, when I hear people talk about being in competition with other people and maybe not sharing resources or sharing information or whatever, it frustrates me, right? Because you know what, that could potentially not bring good service to people with Parkinson's. And I just love it that you are, the kind of person who's like, yes, you know what, let's reach out to people and build community and build connections, because not just for people with Parkinson's does it help, it helps everybody working with people with Parkinson's. So that's amazing.
I think I've noticed too, in terms of like the fitness side of things, like whether it's Parkinson's or some other, chronic condition, it's like often on your health team, you have your family doctors, you have your physiotherapists, for Parkinson's, you have your speech therapist, you have your, family doctors, whatever it may be. But rarely ever do you see like personal trainers or group fitness people included on that list, right? So it's like one of my biggest goals is just connecting those professionals together, because it makes so much sense for a doctor or neurologist to be like, hey, here's somebody who's trained in what you have, go and see her, she'll help keep you moving. And to me, it just makes perfect sense. But lots of the literature that you read about different health teams, very rarely do you see a fitness person on there. So I'm trying to get in there. I'm trying to sneak my way in there, and we'll see what happens, but that's the goal.
Spinning Wheels, Parkinson's Conversations with Jim here. We would like to thank today's guest, Erin O'Brien from Kingston, Ontario. Erin's conviction and what she's doing and attitude they're so impressive to listen to. Remember, she's at Wise Moves Kingston. Check her out, everybody. Erin is awesome.
His first comments was, it tastes awful. And, that maybe that works for cough syrup, but it shouldn't be the case for tea. So PDT tastes nice.